Let's go, Datuk.
As
Ayo,
Azul
Datuk.
Arwang also
Aduh,
desperate to
ya
get himself
Allah.
in a good position. 2 to go. Now you can see how hard it is in
Wah,
these
itu
Kirans.
deket
They
banget,
go
weh.
so far from
Ayo,
the finish. You've
dua,
got to be
Datuk.
incredibly strong and yet super quick as well.
Ayo, Datuk.
1 lap to go again. First 2 to go through.
Assalamualaikum, Elsa di sini. Hai guys, hai semua, halo tetangga. Gimana kabar teman-teman semua? Semoga sehat selalu, semoga bahagia selalu, dan semoga hari teman-teman semua selalu good day. Selamat datang di channel YouTube Elsa Widianti Putri. Oke, hari ini kita akan mereaction salah satu video yang dulu sempat aku reaction juga soal pertandingan, yaitu pertandingan Keirin. Ternyata pertandingan ini masih berlanjut, tapi ini Championship Glasgow. Oke, kita akan melihat ini seluruh dunia mengikuti perlombaan satu ini. Nah, Malaysia juga turut mengirimkan pasukan-pasukan terbaiknya. Ini ada 3 lelaki terbaik Malaysia yang akan bertanding pada sesi ini, yaitu Muhammad Ridwan, Azizul Anwar, Pocket Rocket Man, dan juga Abang Syah, guys. Nanti kita lihat seperti apa strategi dari ketiga utusan Malaysia ini. Apakah Malaysia bisa memenangkan setiap babaknya? Nanti kita lihat sama-sama videonya seperti apa. Tapi sebelum dimulai video reactionnya, seperti biasa aku mau ngejakin teman-teman semua dulu untuk subscribe channel ini dan aktifkan lonceng notifikasinya supaya tidak ketinggalan update terbaru dari channel ini. Dan bagi teman-teman yang mau request, bisa banget DM di Instagram aku di @elsa_widianti_putri. Yaudah, tanpa berlama-lama, tanpa membuang masa, jumlah kita mulai video reactionnya. Are you ready? Let's go. Oke, ini ronde pertama.
Constant level. And then you can push on the pedals to get that little bit of extra speed. So a really even way of accelerating or decelerating the bike. When he comes around, these riders will line up behind him in the positions that they have drawn on the track. And they will speed up to 50 kilometers per hour.
Oke, di round pertama ada Muhammad Ridwan dari Malaysia, ada dari
of the men's Kirin. First
Jepun,
round,
Israel,
Jack Carlin, Mikhail Yakovlev, Shinji Nakano, Mohamed Sharom, and Harry Racing, the new world sprint champion, won his 5th straight title last night. There's Jack Carlin. He was great as well in the sprints last night. Picked up the bronze medal. There's Harry. Huge week for the sprinters, backing up every day.
So Lebrayson's won the last 2 editions of this event too, so he'll be looking for the 3-peat. This would be his 4th though, so he did win in 2020, but skipped 2021. Oh no, it is 3 in a row. 3 in a row. This will be his 4th in a row. Oh, I lose count. These Dutch sprinters.
He's probably lost count as well. 5 straight sprint world titles, looking for his 4th straight Kirin. First 2 riders to go into the next rounds. Everyone else does get another chance. They'll come back through the repechage if they're good enough. 5 riders on the track. Carlin, Yakovlev,
yang di pertama si
Nakano, then it's Sharom
si Jack, ya.
and Levrayson.
Yep, so they're all dropped down into the positions that they've drawn. So before we didn't see it, but they all choose a number out of the hat. So it's on a screen at the moment, and they are given a number 1 to 5 or 6, depending on the number in the Kirin. And then that is the position that they have to line up in on the track. And then once the journey comes past, they've all got to file down into that order. So they've got to come up with a tactic from all positions with their coach before they line up. And so then they've got to hopefully come up with something whilst out there on the bike to pull off the win. So this is the qualifying, round 1.
Looks over the shoulders.
Seperti udah mengatur strategi nih guys, masing-masing dari mereka.
The dirty bike up to 50 kilometers per hour, and the bike will now come off. 3 laps to go. First 2 heats with only 5 riders. From then on, 4th, 5th have 6 riders in total. Carlin leads Yakovlev from Israel. Great Britain, Israel, Japan, Malaysia, and the Netherlands. Levrayson quite happy to stay back there in 5th position, and the race has really gone on now with Yakovlev really putting the power down. Remember, the first 2 to go through. 1 lap to go, and the defending champion is right at the back in 5th place. This is going to have to be something special from the man to make it easy into the next round. Carlin comes through. Nakano over the top. And look at the colours of the Netherlands. Not there though. Not going through. There's your top two.
Ini baru round
Carlin
pertama,
will go
guys.
through to the quarterfinals with Nakano, and Harry will have to come back through the repechage. So Lavrayson, pretty relaxed there.
Yeah, I wonder if yesterday's racing started to kind of pay off in the legs, but he also drew number 6, so he had the biggest amount of work to do. Well, number 5, he was quite far back. We had Yakovlev went straight to the front, put the power down. The pace was on. And he
Still impressive.
It was still impressive.
Back there.
It was almost a photo finish. I think it took a little bit of time to confirm our top 2, but yeah, he's not going to be happy with that. He's going to have to go through that repechage later on tonight. But that's it. One final ride from the boys, and then it's the finals tomorrow. So not for Jack Carlin though.
Carlin did it comfortably.
He's straight through till tomorrow. He's done his job. Great ride.
So the outright speed of Lavrayson, it's there. But when Yakovlev went, that just strung everybody out. He was so far back in 5th place because of the move from the rider from Israel, Yakovlev. And it was just too much to do to come from there. In a normal Kieran, when it was maybe a little bit more bunched up, he probably would have got around. Regardless, he has another chance, as do the others. Sharom, Nakano, he's through. Sharom and Yakovlev, Lavrayson, through the repechage. Heat number 2 now. Matthew Richardson, Kevin Quintero from Colombia, Kaya Ota from Japan, and we have Nicholas Paul, silver medalist in the sprint last night. There he is, Nicholas Paul.
Garang-garang mukanya. Garang-garang mukanya, nggak ada senyum-senyumnya.
Thailand also represented.
Jepun.
Jai and Sutha Switz.
He spent a bit of time in Adelaide.
Yeah, certainly, yeah. Yep.
He's in Australia training. Now he's been training with the WCC in Switzerland at the World Cycling Centre.
Ini masih round pertama nih, guys.
Nicholas Paul at the top. Then it's Matthew Richardson. Jai from Thailand in the middle of the yellow colours. Then it's Colombia with Kevin Quintero, and lining up on the back of the motorcycle will be Kaya Ota.
Ini Malaysia tidak ikut ya.
So 5 riders again in this one.
Selanjutnya.
And then the next 3 heats is the full contingent of 6.
It's a bit of an advantage being in a heat with only 5 riders when there's 2 going through, but it's a luck of the draw.
Ini di mana ya diadakan?
So Kaya Ota from Japan on the wheel at the front. So he's knows the Kiirans. Traditional in Japan, lots of betting involved, big money up for grabs over there, but it's so good to see Japanese riders coming over and participating in the track world. They've been moving over for the last few years, and they're so competitive and known for riding huge gears. Nicholas Paul on the back, getting ready. We've got one more lap behind the Sterney until it pulls off.
The Colombian Kevin Quintero, I should say. He was 3rd last year at the World Championships. So we've got a bronze medalist in the Colombian Quintero. And Ota leads the way. Quintero in 2nd position. Then and Sutha Swit from Thailand. Matthew Richardson from Australia. And at the back is Nicholas Paul. He's the world record holder over 200 metres, and he's the first one to move. 2 laps to go, and Paul goes, as does everybody else. Now it's a real fight for Nicholas Paul to get up around the outside. First 2 riders to go through. Everyone else to the repechage. Kaya Ota is going to be the first one into the last lap. Bronze medalist from last year, Quintero, is going to be up against him, shoulder to shoulder. And it looks like those 2 are the ones that are going to go through, comfortably so, actually. So there you go, Ota and Quintero. Everyone else to the repechage.
Yeah, quite straightforward that one. Nothing too messy. Sometimes the shoulder to shoulder can get quite dangerous in this event. But yes, as we can see, our Colombian Kevin Santiago Quintero is heading through, and the youngster from Japan, Kaya Ota, as well.
So 2 Japanese riders straight through into the next round. course, everyone does get another chance to come through the repechage, but they'll be pleased with that, the Japanese team. Kieran is based on...
There's a bit here, bit of leaning on each other. So Nicholas Paul tried to step out and come around, but at the same time as everyone else, as you did say. So he had a long way to go, never quite made it, even though he is the world record holder in the 200 metre. Didn't quite have enough today in this round, so he will be lining up later on in the evening in the repechage. So he still has a shot to make it through.
So the first two rounds here, first two heats, the riders that have stayed at the back, even though there are only 5 riders per each, and whereas the next heat's coming, it's a total of 6. Leaving their run late has not been to their advantage at all. The riders in front just going too fast, too much of an ask. So we'll see this time with 6 riders. When the bike comes off, if you're stuck back in 5th or 6th position, I imagine those riders will be really quick to try and move up.
Ayo kita berdoa,
it's quite interesting because it is a long finish line. Like the finish line is quite far along the straight, which means that in some of the other races we have seen some upsets coming from behind on that finish line. So I think if you're 2nd or 3rd back, you might still have that chance. But if you're back 4 or 5th, then yeah, you've really got to move forward sooner.
Esau we see there from India, former junior world champion. He's right in the middle of the field. The top of the track is Sebastian Vigier, seen right at the very top there, the Frenchman. Next to him is Sam Dakin from New Zealand. And there's Azazul Awang. He was relegated in the sprint. Bitterly disappointed. He didn't agree with the decision, so he's looking for redemption here, the former Kieran world champion. Esau is beside him. And then from Kazakhstan, Sergei Ponomarov. And Hamish Turnbull from Great Britain down the bottom. He is obliged to go onto the motorcycle or the dirty bike first. Turnbull on the green Hope Lotus bike for Great Britain in behind the dirty. Ponomarov from Kazakhstan, 2nd position. Then it's Esau. Behind him, Azazul Awang. Sam Dakin from New Zealand, 5th position. And Seb Vergier from France at the back. Now I imagine Sam Dakin and also Sebastian Vigier would be wanting to move up pretty quick when the bike comes off at 3 to go.
Yeah, if you look back, there's in 5th and 6th, but you're a long way back. So none of these riders are able to pass the Derny until it comes off of the track. So they can start to move forward, but they cannot overlap the back wheel. So you can see Sam Dakin looking behind at Vigier, so waiting for him to pounce. Pace is starting to increase now. They're almost there. You'll see the gap start to open up so that you can run at the back wheel of the rider in front and reduce the risk of you getting boxed in. But we see Vigier starting to move up, like we said. He was position number 6. He's gone straight to the front.
And he did it just before the bike came off. So within the regulations, France led the way. Azazul Awang also desperately getting himself in a good position. 2 to go. Now you can see how hard it is in these Kirans. They go so far from the finish. You've got to be incredibly strong and yet super quick as well. 1 lap to go again. First 2 to go through. Turnbull it is. Now it's Awang looking for redemption after relegation in the sprint. Touch of elbows and shoulders down the back straight from a couple of the riders. Awang's going through, sails into the next round, and he'll be followed by Turnbull.
Yes, that was a great masterclass of hero racing by Azazul Awang. He's a bit of a hero in Asia. He was world champion in this event in 2017. He's got Olympic silver and bronze from the last 2 Olympics in this event. He knows how to ride. He's super crafty. He slotted straight in onto Vigier's wheel, into 2nd wheel, and he hid. He hid nice and tucked in. Then he laid off, and he came around when it counted. So he is on fire, and as you say, looking for redemption after his relegation in that sprint.
Baju ini tadi baju biru. Strategi dan Awang ini keren guys. Dia pelan-pelan tapi pasti gitu loh.
The other factor was
dia mengikuti permainan lawannya. Dia membaca dan
so if he stayed in with a warning, then he would have to be super careful here in the Kirin because any little infringement would mean a disqualification. So they've put it behind them and thought, okay, out of the sprint, let's just focus. Got a clean slate, no warnings, and can take it into the Kieran and see if he can win the world title again. That was a really convincing victory from him.
Certainly was, and you can see we've got Turnbull celebrating to the crowd. He's happy, he's done, he can pack up and head home because he's on again tomorrow.
Oke,
On to heat number 4. And we start to see the riders that were in that kilometre time trial. Tom Cornish.
Ini ada Malaysia ya guys.
How are those legs feeling? Tender tires, I would think. Also, Max Dornbach is in there. There he is. Kilometre time trial in the legs. 2 of those today. Now Kieran
Kita yang melihat
first round.
kayaknya
So
santai
Cornish,
gitu kan, orang
Ramirez,
ini main
Dornbach, Van
sepeda ini, tapi pasti
Johnny
capek
Farr,
guys ngayuhnya itu.
and Quissy Brown.
Harus benar-benar seimbang, fokus, pikiran, strategi.
Top of the track from Colombia is Santiago Ramirez. Here's Johnny Farr.
Uncle Mutu.
Crafty rider. Trinidad and Suriname, I should say.
Suriname.
Oh, Quessy Brown, sorry.
That was
Correct
Quessy
myself
from,
there. Yeah.
Trinidad, yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago, Quessy Brown. 2 good sprinters from that nation at the moment.
T. John is also part of the World Cycling Centre training group, so he spends his time in Switzerland. So the gun is blown, and we are off with heat number 5 of the men's Kieran, round 1.
Tymon van Loon, first position behind the bike from the Netherlands. Then it's Maximilian Dornbach from Germany. Brown from Trinidad and Tobago. Then we see Thomas
depan tuh
Cornish.
guys. Santai kali
2
dia main
riders,
sepedanya.
Dornbach and Cornish from the kilometre previously. Bronze medal hasn't got it yet because they do the presentations right at the very end of the night. So Tom Cornish will be standing on the podium later tonight. Will he do it for the Kieran as well once we get to the end of these?
There's no time for him to go down to a podium presentation between getting off of that kilo and the rollers.
In behind him from Suriname, Johnny Farr in his green colours with the white sleeves. And at the very back there is Santiago Ramirez.
Yep, pace starting to heat up, gap starting to form. And the journey comes off.
Mulai.
Van Loon from the Netherlands. No move from the very back. So Ramirez at the moment content. Come around to get 2 laps to go. And I imagine Cornish and Dornbach are happy with a slow sprint as they come into 2 laps to go. Starting to move up. Now Max is moving.
Dornbach to the front. We've got Trinidad and Tobago straight on his wheel, and Quessy Brown.
And look at Johnny Farr from Suriname. He's fast and he's gone straight up around the outside. So Dornbach will be digging deep to try and get into the slipstream here, into the final lap. And blisteringly fast off the front. Johnny Farr, he will qualify. Will Dornbach go through? Can he hold on? Yes, so those 2 go through to the next round. Everyone else will have to do another race.
Yeah, that was actually perfect for Dornbach. I would have thought the longer, smoother type of race would be perfect for riders having just completed a kilo, because you need any explosiveness, they're not going to have it. So there was a bit too much of a gap for Tom Cornish, so he wasn't able to close that one, whereas Max Dornbach, he had the perfect lead out in Tijon and Farr from Suriname. Look at that gap. He was ready to go, had a plan in mind, went straight to the front, opened that gap up. Very convincing win. So he will be qualifying, going straight through, won't have to ride off again tonight. The rest of the riders, it's not over yet. So those 4 will be jumping on the rollers and preparing for one final ride.
Heat 5 coming up. Next round is the quarterfinals before we get into the
yang terakhir
semis
nih guys.
and the repechagers.
Muhammad Syah Firdaus
They'll be up
Sharom.
next as well. Matthew Glazer,
Ini
James
di nomor
Hitchcock
4
from Canada,
round terakhir. Putaran terakhir di round pertama.
Jursic from
Kita berdoa
Germany,
semoga bisa masuk
and
ke 2 besar.
Sharom from Malaysia, Hooglands
Let's go,
from the
let's
Netherlands,
go.
and Jean Spies from South Africa.
kilos, as is Matthew Glazer. We saw just before, Dornbach can do it. And they'll be taking inspiration from that.
Oke, ini di Malaysia nih.
Mohammed Sharom.
Sharom.
His Gene Spies. Sharom. Hoogland. Three in a row for the kilometre time trial. Matthew Glazer, Australian record in his silver medal performance.
Matthew record Australia. Ayo Muhammad Sharom.
One of the few riders.
See Hoogland putting on his visor. Took his time.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, one of the few riders to not wear a visor and then immediately put it on.
Yeah, he was looking like he was sweating still, so the problem is if you put it on too soon, sometimes they can fog up from the inside.
Still hasn't cooled down from his kilometre time trial gold medal winning ride. Jursic from the Netherlands. Hedgecock from Canada
di nomor
behind him.
5 ya
And it's
guys.
Matthew Glazer.
Bang Muhammad Sharom.
Yep, so everybody's relatively calm in the first couple of laps. There's not a lot you can do, and then we'll start to see the gap start to open up. If you're hard on the wheel, there's not a lot you can do if someone comes around you and boxes you in. So if you leave a bit more of a gap, then you can run at that wheel and pop out. It gives you a little bit more flexibility. So that's why the gaps will start to open when the journey is about to come off.
Hoogland, the silver medalist 12 months ago.
Bang Muhammad Sharom 27 umurnya.
Just
Wah,
looking to
seumur
get the
sama
job
aku
done.
guys.
Does not, he or Glazer, do not want to have to go through the rep charge. So they're doing their best to finish in the top two, but it's so hard with 6 riders on the track, so much fighting. Gene Spies starting to move up as the gaps are opening up. The bike's about to come off, and the South African, the first one to improve his position.
Yep, Jean Spies moves up into second wheel because the Canadian James Hedgecock did leave quite a significant gap. Yozaik, he's still on the front, keeping an eye out, waiting for that move from behind.
Okay, let's go.
Opening up a big gap. He's going to have to start to wind that up now.
Ayo,
James Hedgecock, the first to really go for it, set up the speed. Here comes Matthew Glazer. So big fight for second position. They'll come around to get the bell, and Matthew Glazer is with the momentum going up over the top of James Hedgecock. Jeffrey Hoogland in second position. Sharom is there as well. So Glazer's going to have to fight to hold on as Hoogland doesn't need to win. Just wants to get there in second. And the two lads, gold and silver from the kilometre time trial, back up nicely to go through to the quarterfinals.
That's a masterclass of men's track sprinting right there. What a effort from these two today.
And smart from Hoogland, doing just what he needed to do. What was dangerous for Glazer was if Jeffrey did go for the win and go around the outside, he may have dragged Sharom with him. And that would have meant Glazer would go through the repecharge had he finished third. Good smart riding, very powerful, strong, well backed up from both.
Yeah, that's all they needed to do. Get across that line.
Kita lihat,
First and second.
strategi Bang Sharom ini bagus. Tadi dia di paling akhir guys.
That momentum popped over the top.
Tahu-tahu dia udah di barisan ketiganya.
Obviously moving quite well.
Dikit aja terlalu
wants to
nomor
come back
2.
from the sprint. He was knocked out by Levresen, so he's going to be looking to head home. Well, he's got the medal ceremony first, then we'll head home, put the feet up, maybe jump in an ice bath, make sure he gets some good food in, try and switch off for the night. Same with Hoogland there, congratulating him. It's like a moment of appreciation for what they've both had to go through. See them laughing. But yeah, now it's all about recovering for tomorrow.
Bersahabat gitu. Kualifikasi untuk quarter atau finalis. Yang dari Malaysia hanya masuk Datuk Azizul Awang karena peringkat pertama ya guys. Gak apa-apa, kita cuma masuk Datuk Azizul Awang. Tidak usah diragukan lagi lah gitu teknik dari Datuk Awang ini. Dan semoga final nanti Datuk bismillah ya, semoga bisa membawa emas untuk Malaysia di final nanti gitu. Oke guys, kayak cukup sekian video reaction kali ini. Bagi teman-teman yang suka sama video ini, jangan lupa untuk like, comment, dan subscribe. Dan kita ketemu di next video. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum.